Alrighty, I'm in for the air signs. Man, this is taking a lot longer for me today than I was, I thought it'd be long done by now. Anyway, okay, so I'm in for the air signs. We're going to go through starting with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? I made some announcements here. I'll probably be going by the views as to who goes in first for next week's or the week after. Also wanted to make the announcement that if Facebook allows, I'll be going into a talk with Carrie Ann from Paradise Zen about the energies we've been picking Central Standard Time. So be aware of that. It should be an interesting conversation. There was quite a few hits we were getting energetically. So we'll be discussing Facebook. 4 guests for the shows in coming weeks with me and Carrie Ann in Facebook. Again, if it allows us to do that. I'm just having a lot of problems going in there live, so I'm just pushed out here, which is good because then everybody else can join in. And again, if you're interested in any of that stuff, just go to Infinity Readings and Reviews. We'll start from there. Okay, give me some time, people, to put the timestamps. I'm going to be up till like 3 in the morning doing that. So I'm going to finish. This is my last set, and then I'll be putting the timestamps on all the rest of them. So I got to get them all uploaded properly, and then I can put the stamps on. Alrighty. So Gemini, we're starting Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in that order. So the first shot here, first card, we're going spiritual, general, and then into spiritual energies. Okay, and then I have some, what do I have? A couple cards at the end there to lighten the load. Okay, Gemini, first card for your general energies, 2, intuition. Again, people are tapping into their intuition. You cannot help but do this at this time. Contemplating life, right? That life is just gently sitting on the chest going, yes, we are contemplating where we are, how we're doing, what we want to do as we go forward. Checkpoint, where are we? Geminis are doing this. Next card, 5, obstacles and challenges. I feel like for some of these Geminis, they may have had obstacles, but they've overcome them, or 3/4 of the way to doing this, right? We're gaining momentum in our obstacles. We're flying over things here. Or that might be what we're contemplating, right? Some of us are in different cycles here, different phases, this kind of thing. And they're in their head trying to take care of all of that. Next card. 7, stand your ground, excuse me. Okay. I'm going to slow down a bit here. Just give me a minute. Tune in. I feel like this contemplation is really you second guessing, having put a foot down already, or standing at, like, it's all in the mix here of what we need to do to overcome. There's something here that we see as an obstacle, okay? Maybe even in a partnership, obstacles to being where you want to be with that partner or with that situation or with that scenario. There's an obstacle here, something missing, right? Piece missing. And then I feel like these cards like this should be over here. Like we stood our ground. Now we're contemplating to how we're going to get through this without, because the feeling here is we know we shouldn't compromise here, because without compromising, now is this in the best interest, right? Okay, second level of cards here to go in deeper. This intuitive card, again, looking inward to find the answer, which is a good start. We have the star. So not only, look at how these two, this may be a very pertinent time for the Gemini for that. We're dipping into these energies quite heavily, feeling the effects here. Now, there's hope that we can get through whatever this is, but the sense is that we just don't know how we're going to do it, but we have hope that we will do it. And I think we're starting to get guidance to help us along that way. Okay. I feel like the Gemini's been on their path to do that. So on this obstacles here in our path, we have resolution. Yeah. So high sense that this Gemini is going to overcome whatever it is that's standing in their way. This is interesting. These are two cards that were in the last reading. Yeah, let's head on to that standing your ground. A need to take a stand here. I feel like the Gemini is saying that is it. I am putting my foot down again. If I lose ground here, because I don't see the Gemini as being someone that can't compromise. I see them highly as someone that can. But here they feel like it would be too much of a sacrifice, so they're not willing to do it. Though, again, being hopeful for a resolution. 10 of Swords, my God, this is like the last reading. What was that? Earth. So we may have some Earth in our chart here. Yeah. We may have got our heart. I feel like this is going to go right back to the reading. Was it Capricorn or Virgo? I can't remember. There's this sense here. We had our heart broken or our ego busted. Something that, I was through the heart center. Our emotional center got hurt. Okay. We are trying to stand up for something in this way against a partner. We feel hopeful about gaining resolution, but it's a point of standing our ground at this point. At this period in time, we feel like we need to stand our ground, so we're doing that. It has to do with something of the heart. Okay. Now the infinity cards to get underneath. This star card, again, a lot of hope that we can gain progress in the future one way or another. Again, a lot of power behind that as well. And we got our intuition in the background here. So we are being highly guided to, I feel it's in a way to stand our ground or whatnot. Powerful. Okay. Obstacles that we see. There is a path for resolution is what I get through this symbol. It's like there's a path here to resolve this. Okay. On top of that, we get chemistry. So that may be dealing with the partner. That may be why we feel we got great chemistry with this person that we've got problems with. Maybe problems, but we got chemistry to kind of push it forward, right? The chemistry, they're just making me aware of this. The chemistry and the power card are very cohesive here. So I feel like if it's the universal energies or this person, Gemini, coming into their own power and feeling quite a movement to go forward. Now, on top of the troubles here, the conflict, right? This is what we had to do. We had to stand our ground. It created conflict. Now, what's going to rise from that? Desire. I want to believe. Okay. This can go one of two ways, kind of tongue-in-cheek, these cards I made. One, this can talk of desire, but it talks of a desire. Okay, if we're talking relationships, it talks about someone who we may have a crush on and we feel we may be thinking about them a lot in our mind, dreaming about them, wanting it to happen, but it's not quite here. But you want to believe that it's here and there's a big desire to this kind of thing. I want to believe that I can get through this. And there's this sense if we have enough of this belief, we can make it come to fruition. One, backing for where they're standing, and two, just inner power that they feel like they can go through this no matter what's standing in front of them. Okay. And that could be a good thing or bad thing, but we'll get into the spiritual cards, see if we can get underneath. But so far the cards with the star here, it's basically saying, yeah, we can get there, right? We can do this. And your intuition is obviously pushing some buttons as well. So that could be a good thing. So we'll see. Some ground is being stood here. Next, okay, spiritual side. As we dip in, it says trust in magic. So again, in the ethers, we're just all up. we feel we can taste it and gain it. So this is kind of what they're intuitively pushing. And again, it's the same card. The first card was our intuition, our power, our star leading us forward. Here it's the crows, and that's the universal knowledge. Just keep going forward with these wishes and dreams. Is what it's saying. Next card, love without condition. So if this is what's going on, hey, Celestine, thanks for coming in. Good evening to you as well. This is the reading for Gemini. I'm just starting and feeling the energy. And not only that, they got some of their own on reserve that they're pushing forward. Now, the sense here is, yeah, love without conditions. So that might be something you need to highlight or look at or think about, or you may be doing in the process here. Okay, feel like intuition is heavy here. Next card, let two become one. Well, this is a really good groovy card if you're looking for that partner. Now, a lot of this feels like it's not quite grounded in reality is the sense I get. I'm picking up on a single here that's kind of in the mode of wanting to make things happen in a direction they may be interested in, flirting with, or whatnot. So just a beginning stage here. But it's really in that place where we can reel it down and start making it a reality. So what's happening? To become one is really about a union of hearts here. And if we are into this unconditional love zone, it's just instinct, the intuition coming at us that we seem to be following. And look at pitfall. That's 5, the devil energy, right? So that's the trickster, the player. So we have a little bit of this in our field. It's funny I didn't pick it up because there's a lot of energy. If we're on the right side of things, we can gain what we want. But if we have trickster energies, we will get tripped up. So who are we playing, or what's been played, or are we playing games, right? Because there's someone here that's sad and someone here that's just kind of playing cards. So we got to be careful with that energy. Trust in magic, but don't use it for the bad side of things, right? So be aware of people in our midst that we can, no matter how much chemistry we have, we got to be aware of what our goal is here, is the sense I'm getting. Now, on top of unconditional love card, we have the maiden. So it seems to be there's an object here, right? And doesn't she look innocent next to the devil? I feel like that's just going on. The Gemini, maybe I'm picking up on a single here. The Gemini may be in a mode where they're ready to pounce on something here. Yeah, and they maybe don't know their power over someone, or needing to be aware of that. They're making me look at that white rabbit just sitting there innocently, right? And the maiden's kind of dancing around, just watching. But if this guy was walking there, what would he do? So, okay, we continue on. Let two become one. Again, this is about a union of hearts that wants to come together. We have essential 12. Again, loyalty. Talking about loyalties. That dog screams loyalty to me. I'm going to read from the book for this one. Do I have the book? What's the number? 12. Of Earth, that would be. Holy, I think I'm going to have to look in the index here. Give me a minute here. I really want to get into that card because I feel like that's the crux point. Like that's the overall what's going to happen here. What the Gemini is going to come up with. So the key words here come down for actions in the past is what I'm getting as well. And maybe upon this fair maiden. Okay. It says service to a higher purpose. I feel like we're tapping into this, but the devil's here for a reason. Are we repenting for our sins? Is this what's going on? Like, are we truly in a like, I get overall, so far in the cards, I get that the energy is good, but this guy throws everything off here. He's throwing it all off. So either we had a past, or we have a devious thought that's creeping in into all of our goodness that we want to impart. Is your power real or borrowed? This is what they have in here. Follow the rules or directions given. Use personal power wisely. Question everything. Blind loyalty makes one blind. Okay. And look at her. She ain't seeing. There's no eyes there. Interesting. So the meaning of this, I'm reading this card here. The meaning of the seneschal of earth symbolizes the service to king and country. Is a trusted servant who has access to and control over all within his Lord's domain. Now, this can be something that the Gemini's going through, is control issues, or those being opposed upon us, or those we are posing on others, okay? Or thinking about this. He, while being of noble blood himself, is in service to or speaks for the one above him. So they're suggesting that this could be put upon us. I feel like it can go either way depending on some of the aspects in your chart. You could be the one that is being put upon or controlled in some way, or you could be the one putting. It's the key to both the treasury and the dungeon. He's both judge and mediator within the halls of the lands of the kingdom. He upholds the law and metes out justice in the name of the Lord and Lady. He also controls his master's wealth, giving payment to those who are owed and collecting taxes from those who owe. He is powerful, but his power is borrowed and dependent upon his willingness to follow orders. Orders of those above him without question. If his loyalty falters or falls under suspicion, he could lose everything, even his life. Now, yeah, there's a sense of being owned here. They're kind of, that's the energy that's coming out, is a sense of someone owns you or is controlling you, or again, we are doing this to someone else. So be aware of that highly. It's not a great energy to have. And in fact, it will collapse in some kind of way out of our control. Okay. So if it is us or coming upon us, either way. Hey there. Hey, Celestine. Awesome. Yeah, we're in Gemini. Highly spiritual here. So I'm just dipping in past the second row of spirituality here, or third row. So on this devil energy, we have the Chariot of Ascension. Yeah, there's a sense here overall, we've got potential for high ability to make highly driven, intuitive decisions, which should get us to the right place. So I'm going to read a little bit here again. Chariot of Ascension. Sorry about the glare, guys. It's just really... Yeah, these cards are really repeating. I'm telling you, like, I have a certain way I shuffle. Oh, man. And they keep coming up. Cherry ABC. Hey, Flory. That is the Merkaba, Chariot of Ascension. That is a symbol of high vibration. So I'm going to read here. Spiritual work of the higher initiate, Merkaba, Merkaba. The soul wishes to travel more freely between the dimensions of higher reality. This is to allow for conscious spirit communication, free flow of soul light into the physical body, joining in divine harmony of heaven and earth. It requires a powerful consciousness to do this. The Merkaba, or the Chariot of Ascension and Soul Fire, is a spiritual gift to attain these divine purposes now available to you as a high initiate. So that what this is making me think here, I don't know what's the matter with my mouth. Like, I just can't spit it out. Everything's no matter. Anyway. this guy, I feel like this might be the devious of the mind. Like, we may have plans to get us over these obstacles, and they may be shoddy plans, right? Because in the beginning here, we're talking about obstacles and standing our ground. And I feel like we may have that devil energy may come out within this is to try and get through this. But I feel like what's happening is the Gemini's kind of ascending in frequency. So the old ways that we may have used to deal with certain situations, we are no longer going to do that. We're going to rise above this. I feel like this is this energy going, no, we're not going to do our old devilish ways. We're going to deal with this in a different manner. And this may be a symbol of the person that you're dealing with, a partner, a friend, whatever, an object here that we could be very devious and hurtful to. But I feel like the Gemini has every tool in their box to deal with things differently. So the choice is there, right? These are the times when the soul becomes ambitious and wishes to live its entire light in conscious oneness with all expression of its being, including the physical body. It may wish to do so simply because it is the nature of all beings to eventually realize themselves as divine, or because it needs specific new skills to be available to the human expression in the physical body so it can continue with its divine purpose. So there's a sense of drive here spiritually, absolutely running the show here for the Gemini. So this object here, this person that just seems like kind of innocently wandering through, on top of that, we get the key of life, man. Repeating cards, I did shuffle. Spinning the Ankh, the key of life. So again, a bigger drive from a higher center here is really leading everybody. All of these signs, it's a drive leading these people. Key of life, LMN, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Key of life is a mysterious Ankh, the looped cross held in the hand of Isis. This is opening to you now, and it portends new life being born through you. And it could be in a creative sense, physical sense, or terms of health, or even a child that wishes to be born. New project that needs to be created in service to humanity. The new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. So let it happen. There's new emergence of stuff that's coming here. And I feel like that more than anything, whether, again, creativity, expansion of family, whatever, that's creating a passageway that we just shall not go in this energy. We have to ascend. We have to go higher. Okay. And that's what's being highlighted here. That's what I feel. Okay. And the third card on the seneschal there, I was talking about the loyalty. Divine Sun Child. What? Blessings of the Sun Falcon. Okay. Let's read. Again, this is high vibrational stuff. I swear to God, this was in the last reading. So either somebody's Gemini and Capricorn or Gemini and Virgo are they got a lot of earth in their chart here. Some air with earth. Okay. Divine. Sun Child. Okay. Blessings from the Falcon. Okay. Son of Isis and Osiris flow. Okay, hold on. It's time to allow your life to flourish without limits, to let your light burn bright and without veil, just like the summer sun burning without contest in the Egyptian desert. Blessings of the Sun Falcon herald a time when your divine legacy is being born. It is your time to burn bright. So there's a sense here that the Gemini, again, I was getting like a 3/4 split, meaning a quarter to 3/4 of these Geminis are going to be split on either side of this. I have a Virgo moon, Venus in Cancer, rising Gemini. Okay. Gemini, yeah. So the Virgo, yeah. Might have to check that reading when it comes out. It was still downloading, so I don't know. I hope it doesn't screw up and miss, because it didn't show up in the hour when I was shuffling. So it's like, I don't know where it went, that video. The sense I'm getting here is there's a Gemini need to ascend, period. Energetically, they're moving up, period. They have a crux point here in a relationship, a job, whatever the situation is. We have an obstacle that we just are realizing that it's our worth to stand up for ourselves here. And again, if we're ascending, we're realizing our worth to a higher degree and not willing to sacrifice much for it. Though I feel like the Gemini is willing to sacrifice, they're not going to sacrifice themselves for something like that. They know where their boundaries lie. They've laid it. And now because of this are going to grow spiritually. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to keep this to a minimum so I'm not just yapping. My reading sucks at this point. So I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. The sentences here, they just have commas. They just like it's a paragraph and it's a sentence. So there's nowhere you can get in. Our divine feminine must stay true to her values of love, healing, and triumph, of creativity over destruction born of fear and hate. That sums it up. So there's a fear here and some hatred that may be spitting back and forth. We need to overcome that. I think the Gemini is doing this to a high degree. Just maybe seeing it too close to the circle that they wanted to really see all of this in. Okay, so sorry. Next card we're going to get into is the native spirit. So that's the gist. This Gemini's moving forward, onward and upward. We have a lot of chemistry and a little bit of an obstacle here to overcome, but I feel like they've got a good grip on where they want to go and what they're standing up for, their rights. And I feel that they're spiritually driven to do this. It's all good. So the native spirit card you have to help you here is Spirit of Earth. And again, I'm going to do reading, even though, okay, we're going to pray for coherence here. Spirit of Earth. Spirit of the Wild. Air, Earth. Okay. So the meaning is prosperity and blossoming in all areas of your life. So this is the sense, I feel like an inner power coming forth, and then it's going to show in our outward area as well. I feel like the sacrifice here may be being made in the personal relationship area. You are strong and grounded. Who you are is enough, just as you are. Connect more fully with nature. The Spirit of Earth asks that you tend to your health, detoxify your body, understand how to use your body's physiology. Pay attention to how your body feels and respond accordingly. Create a home for your soul. Have objects in your home that feel good to you every time you see them. Be present, cherish the here and now. I'm going to read what the native spirit wants. Yeah, I've got the Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius here. Okay, so your native spirit wants you to know the earth represents your physical self and your physical surroundings. And the airs, right, they tend to be all up in their head a lot and not grounded, so that an awareness of this is help you get through things better, quicker, easier, smoother. It's okay to make plans for the future, but make sure that you also embrace and appreciate the present. You're deeply and profoundly loved and supported at all times, no matter what's occurring in your life. Trust all your needs are being met. Take time to create space in your home where you feel absolutely at peace, and in doing so, create a template for peace in all areas of your life. Feel the solidity of the power of Earth beneath you. This is your core, just as grass pushes out from the moist ground. Know that new roots and shoots of growth are similarly taking place within you right now. You're grounded, prosperous, and strong. So this is good. A feeling of really overcoming things, right? Overcoming this obstacle, no matter. We're going to gain headway. We need to stand our ground. That's true. The fortune card, goals, progress is positive and personal goals will be achieved. So just tally ho. We're just moving forward. This Gemini's really not letting anything get in their way. They may have some obstacles, but they're going to sail through it. They may have to, be in their head a little bit and figure things out, but I feel they're highly guided. So it's all really, really good for the Gemini. So that is the end of the Gemini reading. That was all for Gemini. Yeah, 3310. Now, the next is Libra. So, first card for Libra. Thanks for hanging in with me, guys, here. 2, spiritual union. This is what it's all about. A lot of us are focusing this week on spiritual unions, people that we feel connected, not mind, absolutely. What do they call that? Of the mind, right? Telepathy comes through here as well. They're saying this can deal with that energy, right? Infinite connection between two people. So we may have a connection here with the Libra that is beyond just this life. Okay. Next card. There we go. Look at that. Memories of love. Yeah, absolutely. This would be a past life union, or they're going, it's not connected yet. That's what they just said, not connected yet. So we may have a telepathic communications with people from our past that are starting to come to light here in some way or another. I think we're beyond the point. We realize in our mind here that there's a connection. So now memories are coming forth to bear. Number 4 is discontent and boredom. Now, what's going on there? We may have come across this at a time when we were discontent with our own life, which is interesting because we got to watch our vibrations as we go outward. Is what I'm getting told. But nonetheless, in our present life, I feel like this is an etheric, somebody who's really playing in the field. They're telepathing with somebody. We have fond memories, but we're bored and discontent in our present. Okay, where do we go from there? On top of that, spiritual connection. Struggle getting back at someone. Ooh, 5 of Wands. So this talks about, I won't go in there. Conflict, really. Struggles. So there may be a conflict with someone that we have a telepathic relationship with or connection with, something like this. Or struggles in our life that is preventing us from being able to tap into this. Okay. So on the memories card, the 6, we have the fortune card. This is interesting because that even pumps up that past life stuff even more. Wheel of Fortune is always about good things that we can strive forward. I'm going to leave that at that. Now on the discontent and boredom, 4 swords, rest and relief. I feel like we've come across a relationship here, and I'm saying relationship, but a telepathic communication that has been faded. Okay. We're taking a break from it. 4 swords is kind of like no more. Rest, relief, right, from all of this. So we may have had some struggles here somehow in dealing with this. And either fate has stepped in or fate will step in the future because of this. Now, the infinity cards to get underneath this. See what comes out. Okay, on this struggle that we have with this person, there we go. We have the escape room, which is withdrawing. I need to get out. I need to find my way out, right? I do feel at one point this was a good connection, but I feel like for whatever reason, after this conflict, we want out. And well, good luck with that, right? Telepathic communication. Simply, yeah, we want out. Now, the sense here, memories of the past. So this may be someone from our past that we had karma to work out with, and this is why we've got the struggles and why we may be in a zone of wanting to remove ourselves. Fortune card means that things are going to shift here. We may have been in a quiet zone for some time here, but again, the Wheel of Fortune, if things were quiet and bored, they're going to change. So what do we get on top of this? Is super hot enchilada, right? Ecstasy card. This is my tongue-in-cheek deck. It dips into the romantic area, and I do feel that there's something going on here, but I feel a frustration, not necessarily chaos, but like a disagreement that has led us to want to just leave. Now, the wheel, the fate that turns here is that we get turned on by something else or something in the future here. So unrest and relief, which is what I feel this is happening over this time, this break, there's a break being taken with this connection, this mental connection that we have with someone else. Okay. And over this time, we have the strike card. That means we're striking out. So either we, man, we leave how do you say that? A highly intuitive connection in order for something. I feel like this is grounded, like something in our midst that we see, like, oh, like we're turned on by something, but we strike out, right? But it's a strike, like it doesn't come to fruition. Or maybe it's this relationship, this mental thing we got going on, it's not coming to fruition. Okay. We'll see if we can get underneath it spiritually. I think there's more to this than that, but we'll see. First card, need and necessity. So right now, I feel like the Libra, no matter what, is really worried, putting that spiritual connection aside. We're just worried about need and necessity. What do I need to do right now to get myself forward in the physical world? That's what I'm dealing with, not this mental mind stuff. Next is protect the wild and green. She mutates all over the place, so I gotta dip into that. Well, this is really grounding ourselves, yeah. Because the break we want to take, it's almost like we've got so much stuff going on in our mind. We need to ground out. And they're going, protect the wild and green. That's us. We got to ground and feel more in our lives. So where we're at with this need and necessity is a good thing, is the sense I'm getting from them. Yeah, we need to be in the here and now, because we're just not in the moment, not in our lives, really. We're just all up in our head to a degree. We're just missing out on life that's in front of us. So this is getting back to reality, right? Even though it's a weird time, we need to be in the moments here. And then time to reflect. Well, I think, yeah, reflect on what we've learned is what they said, because going from a mode of thought all the time, up in our heads all the time, kind of floating through, now grounding out, we have to reflect on what happened here. What did we gain? What are we gaining? What do we want as we go forward? And how are we going to move forward? So on need and necessity, as we go deeper, we have integrity. Interesting. We may have had a connection. I'm going to leave it at that. A connection here that tested our integrity. Okay. Or is doing so, or will be doing so. Now we have the woman is nude. So that's kind of showing a vulnerability beyond the normal. The leopard behind her is that power and inner strength that she may carry, right? And the tail's wrapping around. And the owl is a wisdom. So there's a sense here we have all of that down the line. We know what we can and cannot get away with, what we will and won't go, like our boundaries. I feel that's highly connected to boundaries as well. And I feel like that may be why we're dipping into our reality at this point. There's something that happened in this world up in here that tested our integrity. So we just tapped out and go like, okay, it's time to get back to reality here. Just getting too far flung with things. So on the need to ground, right, is what I get from her, because she's kind of my wild card in that deck, because they give me a lot of different energies for this, not just protection. But the sense here is that we need to ground out and stay solid in our reality, not be up in our heads. And then we have journey, and they're going, let's journey here, let's do here. And it's interesting because a lot of the other signs are telling them to do the opposite, to go out and dream and, put all that, especially the fires, right? Because they're used to doing all that action on the earth. But these airs, man, they're all out there. So they got to get back down, got to switch places and journey on your life as it is in the physical. And I feel like that's what it is. And again, keeping our integrity intact as we move forward. Are we going to choose the light or the dark side here, right? So the sense here is we may be tempted by a partner, right? Because going back to that ecstasy card, we may be tempted by a partner that comes into our field here, may test our integrity, okay? So time to reflect, to see what it is that we've learned in the process of coming down to earth and going outward in a real world kind of way. My words are escaping me today. Being grounded in reality, not in our head, okay? So that's this reflection. We're thinking about the difference here. Yeah, this feels better. And why? Because we can create abundance for ourselves. If we're up in our heads and kind of just spacey, we're really not going to create anything that's of worth. Yeah, that's a contradiction. Just give me a minute how to word that. It's good to be up in our heads, to dream and to vision forward, but we don't want to live up there. We want to, get back to reality. Song, back to reality is coming in my head. Just get back to reality so we can create abundance for our life, and then we can start dreaming again. We got to get grounded again. So the Egyptian cards, what do we get on the integrity? Lady of the Stars, man, she pumps everything up, this woman. She just blasts everything with hope and light. So I'm going to, again, these cards are repeating this week. They're all the same. Like I could do almost all the readings with the same cards. Lady of the ABCDE. Okay. She's a celestial goddess, a star of unconditional love and wisdom, and an extremely high vibration. So again, bringing that vibration up. It brings deep soul awakening, spiritual gifts, and a high capacity for divine service. Be careful that's not abused, either at you or towards you. Like you going outward in abuse like that, or that coming at you. Lady of the Stars is also an empowerment of all other oracles in the deck, and she tells you to pay attention because something significant is taking place right now. And again, did we not? We had the Wheel of Fortune, so that's pumping up all of this energy. There's something fated coming in, and it might be a relationship, like what do you call that? Crash, boom, bang. Boom, just right in there, ecstasy and a break and whatever. Kind of tempts us out of our comfort zone. And the whole thing is here, we're bored. So this comes in and so beware of that energy. She tells you to pay attention, because something significant. Syrian energy takes the inner path and the spiritual healing journey into a whole new stratosphere. Wise, ancient, and extremely high vibrational. It takes a certain level of soul evolution to be able to consciously register the light and transmit it on the planet. The heart in question must be able to consciously cultivate unconditional love for this to occur. So be aware of that. Next card, on top of the journey, again, feeling like we're going to take steps on the grounded earth between good and bad. We're good. And again, highlighting the decision here. I feel like, yeah, somebody's tempted by someone coming in here, and it may be on the side of looks. Like we just get overwhelmed by someone. What do you call that? Like a crush on someone, but it's beyond a crush. Like you fall right in, that kind of thing, and kind of get thrown off track. So the Egyptian card we have is a goddess of 10,000 names, endless emanations of the priestess. So we'll see what she comes up with. This is a new card. Starting to wonder. I'm just repeating card after card. Goddess of 10,000 names. There she is. So Isis with many names forms associations and expressions if referred to as a goddess of 10,000 names. A name holds power. So 10,000 times that, right? It defines the energies or limits. The names, faces, roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them. Now, this is interesting because this goes back to this bloody card here. Memories of the past, right? Because what I'm getting is the connection, 10,000 names. It's like we may have a partner coming in here or someone in our mix here where we've had different names in the past and we've, been with them like that amount of times, like over and over and over and over again. So this may be a love at first sight. What do you call that? Yeah, like a huge passion, huge, just like now you've fallen in a trap with them. Okay. Like, what is that? Love at first sight. That's the only thing I can say. Overwhelming passion at first glance type thing. And why? Because we've got such history, like many, 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 many past lives, many, many names that we've known each other by, and we've lived in circles over and over. This is what I'm getting highly for for this. And you know what? Libra and Virgo. I don't know. Maybe these two are connected. They've been knocking back and forth about this past life stuff, and love at first sight is always, if you look back in some of my readings, the Virgos just, wow, they're hitting up on some passionate energy, bang, just like that. And now the Libras, it's hitting the Libras. So that may be the object here. Okay, anyway. Faces and roles that you play are just one part of your being, yet you exist beyond them. As a vast being, you are currently realizing that you are not limited by previous identities that you have held. Instead, you're becoming more of your whole self, enjoying and uncovering even more of you. Now, the sense I get here is that we are going to be conscious of some of our past lives or remember them with this partner. That's what I'm getting. We're going to meet them and be struck and go, oh my goodness, I have to go over there and see that. What is that? And then once we get there and we get involved, I feel like we're going to be infused with memories of this. Both sides, both of the partners are going to go, man, I swear I know you. and it's true, but it's just not in this life, right? So just like Lady Isis, you are a multifaceted, multidimensional being. And it's most helpful at this phase in your path that you learn not to attach to roles or identities that may have once held great importance for you or others relating to you. And I'm, okay. We got to think, holy, how do I, okay, give me a minute, sort this out. There are many ways, traditional ways, like, okay, as we all advance, we're going to be growing out of belief systems and into others, right? Because it's suddenly they're worn out, they don't fit, and now we're going into a new way. Now, one of these belief systems is going to be past lives, what I just mentioned. Now, that is a belief system of mine that I hold. But not only is there past lives, but there's parallel, right? And I'm starting to realize this more on a conscious level. So, because I always was having like what I call past life memories, but everything was like the years didn't add up. It's like, well, if it's a past life, then why do we have like 70s, 80s cars driving around? Like it should be before that. So I just couldn't make sense of it. And they're going, well, now, right? Parallel lives. There's things that can go sideways in different timelines, different points of reference in our life. We take off in different directions. And these memories are being remembered, is what I'm getting. Okay. So it's going to be expressed. I don't feel right at first. I think there's going to be a general recognition of this soul, highly general, highly passionately magnetized, right? But as time progresses, there's memories going to be like, geez, man, I just feel like, I've known you from this, that, and the other. So the rules are needing to move beyond might be mother. I don't know what that means. Roles are needing to move beyond might be mother. Executive, healer, good person, strong person, always in control, daughter, teacher, guru, grandmother, and so on. There's nothing wrong with these roles, as you may still express part of your vast self through them, but you are at a significant point in your inner development where you're learning that these are not who you are, but simply expressions of eternal, endless self, uncontrolled by any human description. So what they're making me think here, if I don't know if these guys are hanging on, it's like these parallel lives, whatever we remember, we may have remembered being the father and the daughter, or the mother and the son, or whatever, all of these different roles. And just because we remember them does not mean that we have to take them into here. They're just there because that's part of that greater understanding of us as a whole being. If you're following me, very interesting path these Libras are going to be on. Highly spiritual. Whew, yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. That's pretty heavy. Last card, on top of the abundance that's coming in, not only in a relationship, I feel like huge past life wheel is going to turn here, bring back memories of someone. So that person is going to bring back and advance us forward. We have divine destiny. Well, just destiny all over the place. This is meant to come to fruition at this time. So again, repeater. Spiritual work of the higher initiate. Again, increasing the vibration, realization of things coming in here. And I feel it's highly wrapped around a relationship or a meeting of two people. So the divine warrior guides you to your divine destiny, and the warrior energy exists without men and women as the inner propulsion to continue. Sorry, I got to repeat that. The divine warrior energy exists within men and women as an inner propulsion to continue with a worthy path even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to cause it. It might be more wisdom, focus, intelligence, and surrender into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. This part of you will lead you to spiritual success. Sorry guys for my reading. I don't know what's going on. This part of you will lead you to spiritual success. So there's a divine destiny coming forward here to be lived, really. This part of you that has great self-esteem and believes that what you desire is worth whatever effort, personal growth, application, and focus attention are required to obtain it. provided it aligns with your divine destiny. So that's the caveat here. We may be in opposition. We may be trying to have a fork point here, but our destiny's going to win no matter. I don't feel like that's heavy conflict here. I just feel like we're on a path here where we may get sidetracked. It may be by a partner, it may be a partner coming in and kind of throwing things, but overall, we're supposed to be going in a certain direction. I feel you're going to be led there no matter. Whether you make an oops in the middle there, just keep your, what I'm getting guided to say is keep your integrity intact and you'll get there. Native spirit card to help you through here. Storyteller. The meaning. Live larger than life. Make the most of every experience. You can choose the meaning that you give events. Find interpretations that empower you rather than diminish you. Be the storyteller or the hero of your own life. Give your personal story empowering meanings. Native spirit wants you to know. Around the evening campfire, clan members always look forward to the storyteller recounting events of daily happenings of the tribe. Even the most mundane event took on the vibrancy of the expert hands of an experienced storyteller. The storyteller card chose you to remind you to be the champion in your own personal myth. Be central character. Don't live according to the needs and expectations of others, and don't be a bit player in your own story. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, fortune card. Again, this is for Libra, closing out the cycle. Snake, your intuition and healing powers will guide you to a better path, but be careful. And again, I feel like somehow here we're fated to go in a direction, in the love direction, I feel. Something is fated, but I feel like there's a snake in the midst. So there's something again, and it's a question of our integrity. Now, if this soulmate, like, is this soulmate the hot enchilada that we're gonna come across, or what? I don't understand, but I feel like there's something here that could trip us up, no less. So just be aware of that. There's something here kind of testing the waters. Maybe another partner coming in betwixt, but no matter. Again, fate is coming here. So stand out and be the true you, because then you'll get noticed by the right person. Is really alrighty. So that is Libra. Holy. Okay. 10016. Aquarius, last but not least for the evening and for all the signs. So give me a day to load these up and put timestamps. I'll probably work till like 3 a.m. to get that done. First card for Aquarius, 10033. 15, temptation. There we go with that devil energy. Again, these air signs. What are you doing? Temptation. Yeah, wants the keys, drive it home. Okay, next card. 4, firm foundation. Sense I'm getting here is that we have, okay, this is Aquarius. We have a firm foundation to come from here, but we may be something may be tempting us outside of that may shake that up, right? Because that's our base. That's where we start. It's all firm. But there's something that we may want to tap into here that's above and beyond that may shake that up, that firm foundation. Next card is partnerships and alliances. This is about pairing up. Now, this could be in a work area as well. Partnerships can be business partners, can be people we make money with, earn money, or this kind of thing. Yeah, it could be really in any direction here. That devil's sitting heavy here. So I'm just going to continue. Next row on top of the 15, we have the 7 of Swords, distorted thinking. So what do you know? There's something funny here, which is what I get. Something funny having to do with money and partnerships. So let's just keep going. On our firm foundation, what do we clarify with? True happiness, 9 of Cups. We are trying to make ourselves happy with what we, yeah. Foundations can be about our home and our happiness within it. There's a sense that it's here. We got some warped thinking, but it doesn't seem to be in the home, okay? Now on partnerships, and again, this can be in business. We have the Ace of Cups. So, weird. Because this is really good, but there's some bad energy behind it. Now, let me just do something here. We take this out, okay? These two. And what happens is we have a firm foundation to come from. We're happy. Our home life is solid. Financially, we're doing okay. And in our mindset, we are happy. We have a firm foundation. Everything's good and solid. Now, there's a partnership coming in here. What's going on? Well, there's new emotions or a relationship coming. So that just emphasizes that there's someone coming in here. Okay. I'll put this negative energy back. So behind what's feeding this? Negative energy and distorted thinking. So we're going to get under it here in a spiritual way, I think, but we'll see. Oh, we may get into the infinity cards and just blow it out. Okay. First infinity card. Distorted thinking. What are we going there? Oh, games of chance. So there's something going on here where we're taking a risk. Seems like in a relationship, taking a risk with someone here. We may have a way of thinking about them, or they may have a way of thinking, or you know, both. I feel like that Ace of Cup there, somebody's got an intent of going outward in a loving way. And this is very exciting, this feeling, okay, of going outward in this way. But somehow on some level, it's taking a chance. Now, when we go to the true happiness is what we want in our home, right? We want true happiness. So when we get on top of there, what do we get? Movie night fling. So we may be tempted in the area of having, because the movie night is like one night stand stuff. Tongue in cheek. We may be looking for true happiness in something, like we take a risk with someone quite quickly. I'll leave it at that for now. Now on the Ace of Cups, this is where all the energy's sitting for good and partnerships and new emotions and whatnot being watched. Okay, this really leaves it open-ended. We may have someone here that's been watching us, or we're watching them. We take a chance to go in that direction. Now, the whole energy in the background here is something can go wrong, very wrong. Why? Because someone's intentions are not good. It's either ours going outward to that person, or that person coming inward to us, or maybe a little bit of both, really. But nonetheless, there's a root cause here that we want to find love and happiness in this relationship. And that's why we're going there. Okay? Now, get into the spiritual side, see if we can get underneath this. First card. Seek your answers within. So that devil there, he ain't doing that. So there's a sense here that this is direction, like you listen to your instinct. We may not be coming from this, especially in the love direction. So be aware of that. I get a strong sense here. Nope, we're not doing this. Not in this direction. We may do it at work. We may do it in other areas, but we need to take our instinct into account. Wash away your burdens. So we may have some emotional issues here that we have to deal with. Notice the tears, coming. Like we need to process some emotional baggage. Or in the process of doing that, okay? Not quite finished before this opportunity comes in. That's the sense I'm getting. Next card, do not fear the unknown. Wow, okay, energy just shifted. What's going on here? I was saying, there's some devilish energy wanting to come forward in a relationship What they're saying here is we may have some issues here where we turn away from a relationship that we're meant to go in. Like it's too much of a risk, or we're being watched by someone that something going on here. Gonna go one deeper. So seek your answers within. Again, I'm getting highly guided that that's not what we're doing in this way. We may be shutting our heart off, okay? Because why? Because we haven't dealt with our emotions from the past relationships. We've got a lot of processing to do. And because of that, we may be missing an opportunity. Wash away your burdens again, the baggage. Do not fear the unknown. I feel the unknown is the new relationship coming forward. It's interesting, though, because I see it happening physically, but emotionally, there's a blockage here. Okay. There. I think I got under it. Okay. Answers within. Again, that's looking inside to heal ourselves. We have the death and rebirth. Yeah. There's a new day that wants to dawn in our heart center. It is not working the way it should. We are not coming from our heart center. This is Aquarius. We have shut it down, in fact. Okay. We got to reverse that. That's what they said. We need to reverse this process that we're doing with our heart. Wrong way. Completely wrong direction. We need to go in, heal, and come out with a full heart, open heart. What the Aquarius is doing is we're going in, shutting it down, and then going out and expecting to get more than we're willing to give. Not going to work. So the wash away your burdens, that's, I feel, the emotional processing, all that stuff that we need to do emotionally to get through this. 8 of Earth. I'm going to have to read here. 8 of Earth. Yeah, that, because she's holding that ball like I want something to start here, and it's all grounded things on the Earth. And we may have some Aquariuses waiting for things to shift, and they're going, not until you get grounded with where you need to be here. 8 of Earth. Give me a moment, guys. 172. Oh, there it is. Keywords: growth, manifestation, accomplishment, success, abundance, wealth, and appreciation. Do what you love and love what you do. Make plans for the future. Times of abundance are ahead. Like, look at all these glowing gold things like that want to come forth. And I feel like the only problem here is the emotional center. And as long as it's shut down, we're just not going to get none. Confidence in a future outcome. Do not rest on your laurels. Money does not buy happiness. That may be this in a nutshell, right? This is it in a nutshell. Money doesn't buy happiness. Because even though we have a firm foundation, we realize there's a missing piece. That's what it is. It's this. That's the missing piece. So the sense here is I'm getting, it's all coming together now. That we have our wealth, we have our that's it. That's all good. And we'll take, little bits, but we're going to shut our heart down and expect to that last piece to be filled. No, that's what they're going. No, that's the devil there. Because we'll just take flings and whatever, and they're going, no, we got to give of our heart so we get holy, or we're just going to continue to be in an empty zone here, especially in the heart center. Okay. So the 8 of Earth symbolizes success, wealth, and love. The manifestations of a positive attitude, doing what you love and loving what you do. There's a very optimistic card, one that suggests a time of abundance, fruitfulness, good harvest ahead, peaceful, happy home, career, confidence, respect of your peers. What more could you ask for? All seeds born of past planting are growing well, and you can be confident that the outcome you need will manifest. This can also be a good time to think about taking the next big leap rather than resting on your laurels. You have it within you to go further and reach greater heights if you so desire, especially if you remain committed to doing everything to the best of your ability. Of course, the 8 signifies the time to look to, acknowledge, celebrate your successes, and perhaps making new plans for the future as well. Now, on this fear card here, I really was coming out with a blank there. Yeah, 8. This is the action card. So, fear the unknown. There's a fear of taking action in certain directions. Feel like that's heart centered. I'm going to read from this one too. I don't normally, because that's the fiery action that we want to take forth here, but I'm going to, since I can read for 5 minutes. 8 of fire, 249. Action, change, transformation, rebirth, freedom, renewed purpose, and joy. Transformation through action. Don't be lazy. Yeah. I feel like that's in the heart center. Don't shut it down and just say, that's it, I'm not working, on the heart center. Change on a physical level that brings freedom and joy. It's time to start a new job or quit one. It's time to move house because the one you're living in restricts or hampers you. Or is it time to lose a little bit of weight or increase your mobility and physical fitness? Is it time to set yourself free of unnecessary weight, whether it be physical, emotional, psychological, so you can move through life with more ease? I think that's just the epitome right there. So we'll leave it at that. So there's a sense of needing to take action in more ways than one here. And success is imminent if we do. Okay. So the Egyptian cards on top of that, rebirth, the energy of wanting to come forward. Divine Guardian, protection of the winged mother. Repeat and repeat. These cards are repeat and repeating. Divine Guardian. Sorry, guys. Man, these readings are taking forever. IBC. Guardian. You are venturing through a time of significant spiritual growth and healing. There are many changes occurring internally, and they will be reflected in your external world soon. You're protected during these times by love and strength of the winged mother, Lady Isis. You can relax and allow your transformation to happen. The Divine Guardian protects you now as you learn to let go, trust your own unfoldment of the greatest good. Big spiritual growth can bring difficult challenges, and through such challenges, an initiate can gain wisdom and power and awareness and leave behind fears that once held them captive, free from past restrictions, free to live a life that is truly extraordinary and inspirational. And that's on, that change, right? Because that's the energy you can have if you truly change the direction, like the way, the heart. I feel like it's all wrapped around the heart. We're just shutting her down, and so we're gonna get through that, and we do that, and there's all this stuff waiting. Oh man, this fell out this morning for me, and I was like, yeah, I'll have to mention that, and I forgot, so it's here again. Of course, I'm half Aquarius, half Pisces, so this is funny. Anyway, Pyramid of Light. Step your vibration deeper into love. What do you know? It's about the heart. Okay, here we go. They have a way of just sneaking in there all the time. Pyramid. And pillar I. Y is after I. LMNOPQR. There it is. Psychic protection in brackets is what they have there. So the Aquarius here, even though they don't want to, they're afraid to open their heart center, the sense here is that we will be protected. Not only that, there's fate coming down the pipe here. Or is this am I on this Same. No, there's a partnership coming down the pipe here. And we're protected no matter. So just open your heart and go there. Free and clear is what I'm getting. As a being of growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. Haha. Okay, I'm getting the picture. There's nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of power and protection of divine love to experience. Here is guidance on the skills you have within you now to deal with any undesired interference. So the Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is time now to end that interference with love and compassion. That is interesting to me. So we may have had some Aquarians, like those sprinklers, they just kind of, they don't go anywhere. They're just sitting in the same spot. That's what I'm getting here. And that's the sense, is we're no longer, now it's going to go, it's going to start make progress, right? And this may have been in a love direction. Okay, just give me a minute here. Now, this devil energy, this is driving me. But I do feel this is about shutting the heart down. Now, we may come across someone here that's fling material, okay? Because we got a full heart. So just use your instinct, because you're guided and you're protected, and your instinct's going to be going off like 90. Because there's some distorted thinking and a game, like a risk here, game of risk, right? Coming in a partnership. Now, whatever way that comes, I feel like they're just not giving me any more information there. No more energy there, so we'll go forward. But you are protected, so there's a sense here that we could have something come toward us that we don't want to take a chance on the heart. And the sense is that maybe we should take a chance here, because if we feel protected and we're taking our wisdom and knowledge with us, we should have no problems. This is what I'm getting, okay? So the next card on top of that, take action, right? Which is kind of like, go for it. Cartucci, I don't know. Divine names of power, again, repeating cards. I'll go there. I don't know how to say that. Does it say in here? Nope. Names of power. Special mysteries, the use of sacred innotations. The words that you speak are rapidly gaining power. To benefit from this power, rather than be undermined by it or held back, practice thoughtful speech and clear your heart of old unforgiveness, which can poison your words unintentionally. As your heart grows in purity, you will be able to speak with spiritual authority, and what you speak of will come into being more swiftly and obviously. Isis is initiating you as a master healer in her sacred tradition of divine names of power. So there's a healing tradition of Isis herself that works through the divine names of power, and these sacred words are magic to create healing from a place of compassion and devotion to love. Seems to be just like, woo, they just want to light it up in the love department for the Aquarius. Absolutely, they're doing this. So that's that. Now for the native spirit card. Whoops. Wounded healer. Oh, man. These guys never cease to amuse me. Wounded healer. Well, we know what that is, don't we? Sorry, I seem cynical today. It's because I am a wounded healer. Oh, man. I'm getting repeats here. It's like going over my head. So this means healing energy, vitality, life force energy. Again, this Aquarius is in healing, but the option here is we may not be in open healing, we're in shutdown healing. So vitality and life force energy are flowing through you and to you. You're a healer and you provide healings for others, even if you're not conscious of it. So whatever needs healing in your life is being resolved. Your so-called faults are becoming your virtues. No matter what happens in your past does not need to equal your future. It's true the cracks can be where the light enters the soul. And your native spirit wants you to know that the wounded healer is a tradition in native cultures that asserts that some of the greatest healers are those who have gone through the hardship and survived, or who have been wounded and healed. It is believed that these individuals can provide great solace and can instigate profound healing for others. You may have been wounded in your life, or you may have gone through challenging times, but the roots go deepest where the wind blows the strongest. You're a healer in most profound sense of the word. Healing energy is surging through you, and whatever in your life needs healing is being addressed on inner realms. Your strength lies in the difficulties that you can overcome, and I know that Aquarius has been through hell and back. So there. I can relate to this. So the wounded healer, they're kind of going, we know you've been through all the shit, but we really have to keep going. Why? In regards to others, to help others, right? Lead, or just be in a commune with people to heal and help forage forward is the sense I'm getting. No matter, okay? So the next card, the Phoenix. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So if this crisis has not happened and you're not healing from it, it could be coming for you in the future. Sad to say, but that's the truth. A sense I get from most of these people, I think, is just that we've overcome a lot and we've risen and risen and risen and risen, and we'll rise again. It's just the way that it is. It's kind of an unbeatable spirit within the Aquarian. They just exactly been through hell, and it don't matter. We just keep going, keep rising, because the flames are there, right? So we just rise. So yeah, I mean, I can relate, right? So wounded healer, we got some healing to do, and until there's a union here trying to happen in flux, I feel like I'm kind of veiled from some energy here in this reading for whatever reason. We may be being watched over for relationship material, meaning somebody may be looking to us for a relationship and highly looking for a time to strike. Okay. So keep that in mind. However that hits you instinctively, you may have to look at that, because what's going on here is we got one little devil card that's just, we could have just done without this card altogether, but there's some kind of temptation coming in the form of a partnership that seems to be some kind of a risk that's taken, okay? So again, this could be something we rise from after, or it could be something just coming to test us, really, right? Because temptation, right? Have we learned our lesson from before? Boom, bada boom, bada boom. Okay, so that is it. That is your readings. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry for my reading tonight or this day. I managed to do all the readings today, but my tongue just not working, and I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so those are them. I'll try and get the timestamps out as soon as possible. So thanks for the people that came in. And we will talk to you later again. Keep your eye out for Wednesday. I'm going to have a chat in the Infinity Room there, Infinity Readings and Reviews with Carrie Ann. We're going to discuss some of the controversy, Hollywood conspiracy stuff that we've come instinctively across, and just wanted to share it outward, see what kind of feelings people get on it and whatnot. So that'll be on Wednesday, 12 noon Central Standard Time in the Infinity Readings and Reviews page. So take care, guys. Have fun. Be kind. And we will talk to you soon.